Did you know the deadliest female sniper in history was asked about her lipstick color during a press tour? Her name was Lyudmila Pavlichenko. By 1942, she was 25 years old and had 309 confirmed kills on the Eastern Front. Not estimated, confirmed. The Soviet government pulled her off the front lines and sent her to America. She stood in front of crowds in Chicago, in New York, in Washington. Reporters leaned in with their notepads and asked whether she found her uniform too rough for her skin, whether she wore makeup in the field, whether she felt unfeminine carrying a rifle. She had spent 2 years lying motionless in the dirt, waiting hours for a single shot. She had outlasted soldiers who never came home. She had done things most people cannot hold in their minds long enough to understand. And she stood there, calm, almost still. At one press conference, she looked out at the crowd and said, "Gentlemen, I am 25 years old and I have killed 309 fascist occupants. Don't you think you've been hiding behind my back for too long?" The room went quiet. Some silences say everything. Did you know that one man's single word stopped a nuclear torpedo from launching during the Cuban Missile Crisis? October 1962. A Soviet submarine sat trapped beneath the Atlantic Ocean, somewhere near Cuba. American warships had found it. They started dropping depth charges to force it up. Inside the submarine, the crew had been cut off from radio contact for days. No news, no orders, no way to know what was happening above them. The captain was convinced World War III had already started. The heat inside the sub had climbed past 50 degrees Celsius. Men were passing out. The oxygen was running low. The captain gave the order to arm the nuclear torpedo. 1 nuclear torpedo, enough to start the end of everything. But Soviet protocol required 3 officers to agree before it could be fired. 2 said yes. Vasily Arkhipov said no. That was it. That was the whole thing. One man, barely breathing, sweating through his uniform, said no. The torpedo was never fired. Most people have never heard his name. Most people are alive because of him. Did you know the most dangerous Nazi in the Third Reich was killed by 2 men with almost no way home? Reinhard Heydrich ran the machinery of the Holocaust. He was the one who organized the final solution. Hitler called him the man with the iron heart. In 1942, the British dropped 2 Czech paratroopers into occupied Czechoslovakia with a single mission: kill Heydrich. On May 27th, Joseph Gabčík and Jan Kubiš ambushed his open-top car on a sharp bend in Prague. Gabčík's gun jammed. Kubiš threw a grenade anyway. Heydrich died 8 days later from his wounds. The mission worked. What came next was something else entirely. The Nazis hunted the operatives across the city. Gabčík and Kubiš hid with 5 other paratroopers inside the crypt of the Cathedral of Saints Cyril and Methodius. On June 18th, over 700 SS troops surrounded the church. The 7 men inside held them off for hours. They ran out of ammunition. They used their last bullets on themselves. The Nazis then murdered over 1,300 Czech civilians in reprisal. The mission succeeded. The cost was almost everything. Did you know the same piece of plutonium killed 2 scientists in the same room, 1 year apart? At Los Alamos in 1945, a small sphere of plutonium about the size of a fist sat in a laboratory. Scientists called it the Demon Core, and it earned that name. The first man, Harry Daghlian, accidentally dropped a brick of tungsten onto it. The core went critical for a fraction of a second. He was dead in 25 days. 1 year later, Louis Slotin was demonstrating the same experiment to 7 colleagues. He was holding 2 metal hemispheres around the core with a screwdriver. The screwdriver slipped. The room flooded with a blue flash and a wave of heat. Everyone in that room knew exactly what had just happened. Slotin pushed the hemispheres apart with his bare hands. He saved the others. But he had absorbed a fatal dose in under 2 seconds. Over 9 days, his body broke down from the inside. His hands blistered first. Then his organs followed. He died on May 30th, 1946. The war was already over. The weapon had no enemy left, but it kept killing anyway. Did you know a single unlocked door on an oil rig once caused 4 men to explode? November 1983, the Byford Dolphin, a drilling platform sitting in the North Sea off the coast of Norway. 4 divers were inside a pressurized chamber, finishing a deep saturation dive. The pressure inside matched the ocean floor, 9 times the pressure of normal air. A diving tender opened a clamp on the chamber door before it was safe. The pressure released in an instant. What happened next took less than a second. At that kind of pressure drop, the human body cannot survive. The gas dissolved in the blood expands faster than the body can contain. Investigators found the men scattered across the deck. The forensic reports described what remained in language so clinical it barely hid what they were actually seeing. One man was found 12 meters away. The official report was filed. Fines were issued. The platform kept operating. No criminal charges were ever brought. The diving industry changed its safety standards after Byford Dolphin, but the 4 men inside that chamber never got to see it. Did you know an entire village can die in complete silence, with no warning at all? On the night of August 21st, 1986, Lake Nyos in Cameroon killed roughly 1,700 people without making a sound. No explosion, no earthquake, no fire. Just a lake that exhaled. Deep beneath the surface, volcanic rock had been slowly pumping carbon dioxide into the water for years. The gas built up under enormous pressure at the bottom. Then something shifted. Maybe a small landslide. Maybe a temperature change. Whatever it was, it triggered a limnic eruption where the entire lake turned over and released a massive cloud of carbon dioxide all at once. The cloud was invisible. It was heavier than air, so it hugged the ground and rolled silently through the valleys at night while everyone slept. People never woke up. Survivors who walked into the surrounding villages the next morning found bodies exactly where people had been standing. Cooking fires still burning. Livestock collapsed in fields. Children in their beds. Everything frozen mid-moment. The lake had simply exhaled, and the world around it stopped.